I went to a Shutdown show. Shutdown played Long Island when they were doing reunions, like, I don't know, what year was it? It must have been like 2003 or something. And I was 12 or 13 years old, and I went to it, and I had absolutely no clue what I was seeing. I just thought it was cool. I just saw people singing along and shit like that, and I mean, that was it for me. Since then, I as soon as I got home, I remember asking for CDs and asking for this and that, and just because it was cool, it was different. I wasn't like all the other kids I went to high school with, or not high school at the time. At the time it was junior high, but none of them were there. I didn't have to be around them, and it was something that they didn't know what it was, and just everything about it appealed to me, and it was awesome. See, there's some guys that are fucking funny on stage and off stage, but there's some guys who are off stage, no one even know it, they're fucking hilarious. Like Isaac is fucking hilarious, both on and off stage. Shit, I don't know, man. I have some dumbass friends. I'm gonna say the funniest guy in the hardcore scene. Shit, I'll say John Lopez, just because he's one of my best friends and he plays in my band, and he's fucking one of the funniest guys in the hardcore scene. I'm fucking miss CB's. I was there for the last like few years of its existence, and I saw, just because it was closing and everybody wanted to play again, I saw so many fucking cool shows there, and like I had never felt like a vibe like that at any other club. Even though I was a young kid, like it still would never be replicated. You know, I saw a bunch of shows there, and I saw so many bands play, and even though it was still like violent, it was still crazy, I had never felt like a vibe like that at any other club. So CB's 100%, I miss it. And for, you know, I mean, that's the city in Long Island. I probably miss the downtown the most. That was, you know, it was around for a while. It was some of the first shows I went to were there, and it just was cool. Just places don't exist like that anymore. Like there's just kind of no rules. You just do what you want. Honestly, it's a lot more of the generation younger than me that kind of like connected with each other. But it's just one of those things. You just like, sometimes you just meet a group. Like I think for my generation of kids from Long Island, it was us in Atlanta. Like that was our thing. Like us in Atlanta kids were just loved seeing each other, loved being around each other. And for the younger kids, it's the shore. And I think it's just like, sometimes you just meet people you connect with on like a totally different level, and it just works, and you just can't not want to be around each other, so it just grows and grows and grows. And you know, for me, like I said, Atlanta, like some of those guys are some of my best friends now. Like met them, you know, however long ago, and they're easily some of my best friends. And I know Regulate guys and stuff, like that's their best friends, and it's cool. I have no idea how it even started. But however it started, it's fucking cool. Well, I mean, all right, we played this band Division of Mind from Richmond yesterday. That was fucking awesome. I had heard their demo before, couldn't believe it. When I saw it, it was fucking awesome yesterday. Obviously, like Regulate, you know, they're not that new, but I always want to mention bands like that. And there's just a ton of newer Long Island bands that come out that are awesome. I mean, Separated, Provider, Detriment. None of these are really that new, but you know, that's the ones worth mentioning to me. The coolest band I've heard in a while, demo-wise, is Division of Mind, and that just came out like a week ago. So, Long Island hardcore in itself kind of gets like lost in the mix a lot of times. You know, people who aren't from here know, you know, all the city bands and all that stuff, and it kind of causes, at least I feel like, over the years, it kind of gives all these Long Island bands like almost like a chip on their shoulder, like, you know, how come no one fucking knows us around the world and all this shit. So there is tons of bands like Neglect, and, you know, even bands like Disciplinary Action. Like, I don't think those bands get enough love, because those bands mean a lot to me and my friends, but I'm not sure that anybody else around the world, except for maybe in like Belgium, knows any of those bands. Those bands, and even bands like Silent Majority, who aren't in our realm. You know, they're not. They don't sound like my band. They don't sound like Neglect or anything like that. But they were such a huge part of the Long Island scene. You know, running the venue that they did back in the day at PWAC and all that shit. And so many bands, brand new and taking back something, like they jack shit from them, and they're a Long Island hardcore band. Like, I feel like those bands don't get enough recognition, and they definitely influence me personally, musically, and and personally. So, for sure. Europeans definitely view hardcore differently than Americans, because American kids, they got it all. It's all right there for them, and Europe don't really have that. So when they get something or when they see something, they appreciate it. At least I feel they appreciate it more than an American kid might, because an American kid might see a band and say to themselves, I'll see them next time, or I'll catch them next time, or but Europe can't do that. If they want to see a band, some kids drove 10 hours to see our band, and I had no clue ever that somebody would ever do that. And it means a lot. They appreciate you a lot. And maybe not more, just in a different way. They appreciate you, and they kind of show it, Like you if you come back, they're going to be at every one of your shows. They're going to tell you if they actually like your new record or not, pretty honestly. So, yeah, they just have a different take on it. It's not better or worse, it's just different. I missed the first Bad Brain shows back at CB's, and even though HR came out in a fucking motorcycle helmet and shit, I still would have fucking loved to see that. I would have killed to see that. And I missed Leeway because of that, and I did end up seeing Leeway with GB when they did that little tour, which was cool, but I would have fucking loved to see Bad Brains and Leeway at CB's. That's for sure is the big one that I missed that I regret. Don't act too cool. Everybody acts so fucking cool. It's you're not cool. None of us are cool. That's why we're all here. Just be yourself, man. Don't try to emulating people gets old fast. Just do what you want to do. Do what you feel. Write what you feel about. Just don't get caught up in some bullshit thinking you're cool, because we're obviously not. Fuck no, it's not dead. Why would we be here? We're about to go play A7 right over there. Shit ain't dead. Get out of your mind.